Mary Shelley was just 18 when she wrote a story that still questions our morality today. It was the novel that defined a whole new genre at the time. Yes, we are talking about Frankenstein by Mary Shelley. There is this common misconception among people that Frankenstein was the name of the monster. No, it was not. Frankenstein was the name of the creator. So, no, Frankenstein was not the monster. Well, until he was. The book follows the story of Victor Frankenstein, an ambitious scientist who creates life in the form of a creature but then abandons him afterwards because of his appearances. And it turns out that this novel is not as much about the act of creation as it is about what happens after the creation is abandoned. Victor Frankenstein successfully creates a creature but then abandons him. And it is that very act that sets things into motion. So it was not the creation of the creature that creates havoc, but the abandonment of the creature by his master that becomes the cause of tragedies afterwards. And before I picked it up, I had always considered it as a horror story because, well, that's what it has always been portrayed as. But when I read it, I realized that it's not a story of horror, but that of moral questioning, moral ambiguity. So, yes, the story does scare you, but not for the reasons you might think of. This book raises many questions. What responsibilities do creators owe to their creation? Was Victor Frankenstein justified in abandoning the creature? Or was that abandonment the real crime? फ्रैंकनस्टाइन ने क्रीचर तो बना दिया, लेकिन जब वो बनकर तैयार हुआ, after that he just abandons him because of his appearances. कुछ जगहों पर he even explicitly mentions him as ugly. Is the monster born or made? Does the creature become violent because of his inherent nature or because the society rejects him? आप देखोगे बुक के स्टार्टिंग में क्रीचर को काफ़ी इंटेलिजेंट दिखाया गया है एंड वो बहुत सेंसिटिव है. ही क्रेव्स फॉर कनेक्शन, लोनली है क्योंकि वो, एंड सोसाइटी ऑन द अदर हैंड उसको रिजेक्ट करती है एंड समटाइम्स इट्स इवन लाइक पीपल आर स्केर्ड ऑफ हिम बिकॉज ऑफ हिज ह्यूज अपीयरेंस. सो इसमें गलती किसकी? द क्रिएटर्स फॉल्ट और द क्रीचर्स? What happens when ambition goes unchecked by empathy? Where should we draw the line between scientific progress and moral responsibility? Book में दिखाया गया है that when Frankenstein was working on the formation of his creature, he goes like totally into it, into his work. लेकिन उस टाइम उसको ये चीज़ रियलाइज ही नहीं होती है कि उसके क्रीचर के फॉर्म होने का आफ्टर इफेक्ट क्या होगा, लाइक उसका फ्यूचर में क्या इम्पैक्ट होगा. ही डजंट बॉदर इट व्हेन ही इज बिजी वर्किंग ऑन इट. अगर आप लोगों में से कोई रीडिंग जर्नल मेंटेन करता है, आई थिंक यू गाइज कैन टेक sort of prompt from one of these questions and just share your thoughts in your reading journal. So yeah, these are some of the questions that this book raises. And when you see the creature reaching out for acceptance by the society only to be rejected by them because of his looks or huge size, it just breaks your heart. So yeah, I think this book poses this question: who was the real monster? Was it Frankenstein, the creator, or his creation? What are your thoughts on it? Let me know in the comments. So, this book has been one of my best reads of this year, apart from 1984. So, yeah, those were my thoughts about this book that I wanted to share with you all. And let me know in the comments what are your thoughts on this book and what else are you reading. Let me know in the comments. And you can also consider following my other social media handles. Link will be in the description, and I have a weekly newsletter also which you can subscribe to. Uska bhi link description mein mil jayega. And that's it for this one.